best of the new week to you. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. My name's Dave. I'm the host and founder of the Upskill podcast.com. In this video, I'm going to be responding to something I posted last week regarding demonstrating your empathy during job interviews. That's why I'm making this video for you. So I'm going to share a couple of insights with you. Let's get straight into it. Just before we start, just a quick disclaimer. I'm not a career consultant or a recruitment consultant. I'm not a job coach or anything like that. But on a daily basis, I have numerous conversations with HR directors in large companies in Vietnam, as well as HR managers, and also heads and executives in learning and development. And I do speak to them about what they're going through right now and how they're having to change their approach to learning and recruiting and hiring processes and things like that. This video is really for anyone that is, going on job interviews and you need that edge. You need to get that inside information. I hope this video helps, and let's go. So first of all, let's talk about empathy. Now, empathy is a skill, and it's what companies are really, really looking for these days. There's been a lot of talk about empathy through the last 10 or 20 years, but now it's really becoming a sought after skill. It's like an asset. So it's extremely important to understand what empathy is. Google it, please Google it after this video. Read some articles about it. I'm not going to go into detail about the definition, but empathy is your ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, or to put yourself in the shoes of, let's say, an organization and what they're going through, or what your colleagues are going through, or what your customers are going through, what your manager is going through. So empathy is a critical skill, and there is something called the empathy index for companies. You may or may not know this, but there is a list of the most empathetic companies to work for, like Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Johnson & Johnson, Unilever, a whole bunch of companies. They've ranked very, very high on the empathy index. And empathy is shown to improve employee engagement. Empathy is absolutely critical if you want to have fantastic employee engagement and productivity. During these days, these are very, let's say, disruptive times, very changing times, very uncertain times. So empathy is now playing a much bigger role, maybe 10, 20, maybe 100 times. It's becoming more important for empathy for let's say, an organization to cultivate empathy, but also when they're hiring new talent, they care much more about a new person, a new hire, who can demonstrate empathy, that they can show from their experience or the way they talk about things, how empathetic they are. And if you can do that in a job interview very successfully, you will stand out as an empathetic person, and it will really, really help you to really get the job. I also want to make you aware that companies are really now shifting their culture towards a more people over profit approach instead of a profit over people approach. Of course, profit is very, very important to companies, but now it's becoming even more obvious that driving sales, driving revenue is absolutely critical, right? It's very, very important to drive sales, right? But what companies are finding now is, because their business is changing so much and that they have to change their business model even, that they need to come up with new ideas, completely new tactics, new strategies, new approaches to keep their business growing. So that's a step before profit. So they need people that have that emotional awareness, they have that emotional intelligence, they have that empathy, that resilience, that resourcefulness to be an asset in getting to the next level of creating new strategies, new tactics to help the business succeed for the next 10, 15, 20 years. Now is a perfect time to really understand how you can set yourself up for success in a job interview by demonstrating this awareness, that you have that empathy towards the change, the new business environment. That is also, by the way, that's also going to help you to calm your nerves, right? And to stand out from the other candidates. If you go into the interview with the frame of mind, with the right mindset that, right, my employer, my potential employer is, going through a tough time. The people that are interviewing me, they're probably just as stressed as I am, right? And things are just as uncertain on their end as it is on my end. Have that empathy going into the interview. You'll feel much more relaxed. You'll feel much more at ease, and you won't put too much pressure on yourself as long as you demonstrate your empathy towards the whole situation. That should help. So it's really important in this period of time that you understand that there's no right answer, that there's no wrong answer to anything in terms of a problem you're solving in the workplace, right? And actually there never has been a right or wrong answer, but only now it's more, let's say it's more valuable that you exercise your ability to understand what's going on, and that you understand that by demonstrating your empathy to the situation, the uncertainty, all the problems that are going on, all the unknowns, how to do this or how to do that, that you empathize with that. Because maybe your manager's stressed, maybe your director is going through a very stressful period, and also your colleagues might be going through a very uncertain time. So it's very important that you exercise empathy in order to play a supportive role. And by doing that, you can also, let's say, contribute to, to brainstorming, that you show during the interview that you're able to contribute your ideas, that you're able to reflect on tactics and strategies, and that you're not scared to or you're not afraid to exercise your creative thinking, because that is actually the way you show that you care, right? If you stay silent in the workplace, first of all, that's not good. Secondly, you're not contributing and you're not demonstrating empathy. The way you demonstrate empathy is by showing that you can contribute to something, that you can be of value to the organization. And if you can do that well, the hiring manager, the person interviewing you, is going to see that. He's going to notice that this person is special and that you're going to probably get the job. To sum up this video, it's super important to understand what empathy is, and you have to understand how it works in the workplace, and also understand that HR directors and HR managers are really paying close attention to how empathetic you are during the interview, because it's going to show that you're resilient, that you're there for the long term, and that you are going to play a supportive role in the organization. It's also important that before you go into job interviews, to calm your nerves, to make you feel more at ease, is to have the right frame of mind, right? So that you have empathy towards the employer, and that's going to calm you down too. And they're going to notice that you're very calm and collected, which is a good thing. If you found this video helpful and valuable, please let me know. Send me a message or like this post. And if you've noticed, I'm making some posts on LinkedIn with some topics and statements. So if you're interested in something, I'm paying attention to the engagement and the analytics and the insights and how many views I'm getting. So that indicates to me if it's interesting or not. So if something is interesting, I'm very happy to do a video on it. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dave Online YouTube channel. That's right, I've started an Upskill vlog where I post these videos up there just to get it started. I'm doing a lot of videos just to get it started. Please subscribe on YouTube and check out the upskillpodcast.com. Sorry for this very long outro, very awkward long outro, but I hope you have a fantastic week. It's my birthday today. I'm 38 years old today, so I'm going to spend it with family this evening. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Bye for now, and as always, Upskill.